This game is not suitable for children or the easily disturbed. It includes depictions of horror elements, human-animal violence, and death. Abuse, abusive relationships, disturbing images, loud noises, flashing lights, images, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, or certain fears, phobias, may not have a safe experience playing this game. You have been warned.
Hey guys, and welcome to a game called Do Not Take This Cat Home. Now, I know nothing about this game. I only know that the title sounded interesting and I wanted to play it. Apparently this cat is the one we shouldn't be taking home. Let's find out why, huh? You're not having a great day, as usual. Nah, rainy. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you feel like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? What do you mean, right? You turn to head home when... Is that a cat? A little cat, soft cat meow? Kitty in the rain? Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Ah, missing persons. Okay. Well, that and the weather. Yeah, I suppose both would be reason to stay off the streets. But none of them react to the sound at all. Sound of a cat. Yep, I heard another meow. Okay. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground, dampened by the rain, makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Okay, little kitty cat. Okay, I like cats. Finally, the sound's source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. The cat's in a box? Okay. Oh, he's a cutie. It's a cat. Huh? Guess that should have been obvious. Well, yeah, it was meowing. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Oh, it's a cutie. Yeah, little kitty cat. I like cats. So cute. And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord? Okay. You look around the alley with the small frown. Who leaves cats in the cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? Yeah? The cat doesn't answer you. Well, of course not. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you. As if it's waiting for you to make the next move. Do not take a cat home. Take the cat home. Obviously, I'm going to take the cat home. You know what? You reach in the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Yeah, I would have taken it home as well. You're all alone and, well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more like a day, You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. One you living alone in. One you living alone in it? Huh? It's kind of a weird way of saying that. One you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside of it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on the saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food. And completely ignores it. Just like a cat. Okay. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted. Mayo and mustard spread. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Tomato sliced. Ow! What just happened? Did I cut my own hand? You twitch as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It's just an... You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly, but enthusiastically at the blood on your knife. At your blood. You're so shocked by the time you've come to your senses. You're so shocked that by the time you've come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. That's crazy. The cat sits back staring at you. You feel a bit uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Right? Yeah? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? This is a crazy cat. Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon the cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You're going to take it to shelter tomorrow anyways. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at your wound. Even after covering up your fingers cut with the bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating a sandwich, while you're cleaning the kitchen, while you're trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what to do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. This cat's crazy. Ah, come on, enough already. You shove it away with a little You shove it away a little more forcefully this time, out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet won't have an idea how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of the local vet, you pick up your landline and... Excuse me? The lights just went out? Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find it's out of batteries. Dang, okay, things have gotten definitely bad. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that you had no doubt. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. What? The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing. But its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, it holds you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large, round, pinky irises. The flashlight flickers. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctured with the rapid plumbing of your blood in your heart. It's overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happened. That order will be restored, but no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils silently and abruptly in response. Like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Let's play. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear it yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste and you fall to the ground. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze to see the object glinting in the strange light coming in from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. And still tainted red from your earlier blunder? No, that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on. Instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. When you spy something into darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pats lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight, and bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness of your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you've taken in. Licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. But there's a strange light emanating from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes on the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Look behind me. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. 0. It begins. Okay. Let's take a look at the different paths then. I assume I failed, I died. What happens if I continue? You're walking. Right, of course. Oh, this is new. It's the first time in a while you've felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did? What? The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you can go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Meow. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guided your steps. You follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softens your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh? Guess that should have been obvious? Meow. An interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Meow. So? You look so familiar. Right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one is a cutie, though. Just look. Not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for you to do something. We'll take the cat home. Meow. Well, why not? Right? You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs onto your shoulders. It butts its head on your temple, nuzzling against it. Oh, it's a friendly cat. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On your way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. Huh? You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. You living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. We'll do something with the cat. Like what? Pet cat, feed cat, play with cat, clean cat. I'm gonna try to feed the cat. That's what I did last time. Only this time I have no cat food. So let's see what happens. The cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're regretting not stopping for food earlier as you don't have much left. Grocery shopping day is tomorrow after all. You head to the kitchen and click your tongue, ensuring the cat follows after you. It leaps nimbly on the kitchen counter and watches you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry. Some leftover meatloaf in the fridge. And... what's that? Huh? What's that? You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware on the bottom shelf of the fridge. You don't recognize it. A foul odor is leaking from the container. Whatever's inside can't be safe for human consumption. Huh? But the cat seems excited about it, particularly salivating over it. So, you're the caretaker here. You're the one who needs to decide what's best to feed a hungry cat. So you'll feed it. I'm gonna feed it, obviously, the tuna. Cats like fish, right? Shrugging, you take out the can of tuna and the meatloaf for yourself. You put the frankly ominous container back into the fridge. The cat looks a little disappointed. Tough. You'll need to dispose of that weird whatever it is later. You open the tuna and spoon it onto the cat's small saucer. You put the saucer on the kitchen counter next to the cat. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you'll figure it'll make up for not but you figure it'll make up for electing not to feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the tuna acceptable. You'll take it. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about heating up the meatloaf in the microwave. While setting the time, you hear... Pick up? You turn around and see the plate is completely empty. Holy crap. Whoa, that was quick. You need to pace yourself. What? What the? You watch baffled as the cat continues to hiccup, causing little bubbles to float out of its mouth. Okay. That's okay. You can process this. It's not completely out of the realm of what's possible. Right? Right? Best not to think about it too hard. Soon enough, the room is full of the floating bubbles. Oh, it just keeps going. The cat releases a final tiny bubble before yawning and laying down right there on the counter. Well, glad you enjoyed it. The bubbles haven't left the room or popped. They seem to be pretty resilient. Wait, what? What's that? As one of the bubbles floats closer to you, you see that there's actually something inside it. A tiny, furry fish? This is just getting weirder and weirder. Still, you can't help but marvel at the impossible wonder in front of you. You lift a hand. You extend a finger towards the bubble. Carefully press it against the surface. little fish inside lashes out, viciously sinking tiny fangs into your finger. It doesn't really hurt that much at first, but then... Ow, what? Pain starts to climb from your finger to the rest of your hand, past your wrists. Could it be some kind of venom? You fling your arm around in an attempt to dislodge the fish, but... You accidentally knock your arm into several of the bubbles floating around. More tiny, ravenous fish latch onto your flesh. You stumble back out of pain and a sudden bout of dizziness, only to bump into more bubbles. More fish digging their teeth into your back. It hurts. You're getting dizzy. You got to get out. You deliriously tried to stumble out of the kitchen, but the entire room is filled with the deadly bubbles. By the time you collapse onto the ground, you're absolutely covered in tiny, angry, biting fish. Your legs, your torso, your arms, your face. The pain is unbearable. You can feel it in your skin and your teeth and your eyes and your hair, and it's so consuming you can't even feel yourself convulsing or crying. You don't black out. Your eyes are still rolling into your skull when you gas out your last breath. Inning 8, fish out of water. That's crazy. Alright, we're gonna leave it here for now, guys. Apparently there's 8 different endings. I'll be making another video on this again tomorrow. If you guys like what you see, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.